Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the 1988 Drama Club presentation of
Dear Diary, written by Donald Payton.
We will now join the Maxwell family
To see a humorous look at life in the 50s.
but first let's meet the characters.
First, there's John Maxwell.
He's my dad, but he's feeling sort of sick today.
And then there's the beautiful Janet Maxwell.
She's my mom.
And then there's Connie.
She's my crazy sister.
You got that right, she's really crazy.
And how about her boyfriend, Marvin?
You thought she was crazy, wait till you see him. And then there's Betty Lou, of course.
Mrs. Perfect.
And then you can't forget my best friend, Wilbur Maxwell.
Well, that's me. And then here's my best friend, Herc.
That's me. Well, Wilbur, I guess we ought to get started.
We'll now join the Maxwell family in their never-ending battle against adolescence.
Enjoy the show.
Hello? Oh, hello, Marvin. Golly, yes, Marvin. Oh, I'd love to, Marvin. See you in a few minutes. Bye.
For Pete's sake, Janet, what's going on?
I was nailing a shelf in the closet, John.
Could have fooled me. Thought you were sandblasting or something.
Remember? You said you'd fix the closet on your first day off.
But that doesn't include a day I'm sick, Janet.
And you said you'd do some work in the basement, too.
Look, Janet, I'm a sick man. I haven't missed a day in 7 years. They won't even let a man die in peace around here.
You aren't dying, John.
I can't even move my legs. Rigor mortis is setting in already.
It's stiff from spending the entire day in bed. At 9:30 this morning, you came home groaning, flopped into bed, and then spent the rest of the day wrapped up like a papoose. You even had 2 doctors. Did they say anything, or just bob by and view the remains?
Dr. Brown said I've been working too hard. Too much nervous tension. I'll feel different after a day at home. He's probably right. I'll crack completely under the strain. There it goes again. Connie! I may have to take a day off just to recuperate my day off. Whoever heard music like that?
It's the latest rave, John.
Well, I can sure see why it would make a person rave, Janet. This would be on me with this younger generation that's coming to.
It's no worse than the jazz of your heyday or the Charleston, John Maxwell.
Well, it isn't just their woogie boogie. It's cue ball haircuts, hot rod cars.
Remember the flagpole sitters and the goldfish swallowers? I think the youngsters of today are far more conscientious and determined.
Yet they're more determined to make noise.
They have more of an idea of the water bathroom than we did. Think what television and the radio have brought them.
Don't remind me, the bills are due tomorrow.
And then there are magazines and newspapers and movies. All these have made the youngsters of today conscious of the water about them.
No one could be conscious and listen to music like that. What are you doing, Janet? Giving some kind of oration?
I certainly am. I was asked to make a speech at the district PTA meeting. My subject is understanding the effervescent adolescent. You should be very happy, John.
I am happy. I'm happy they called on you instead of me.
And you should be proud, too. Proud that I, your wife, have been called upon to discuss the most important thing in our lives. The one thing nearest and dearest to us. That upon which we most point with pride.
Well, how do you work cutting fishing into that?
Oh, what's the use? Madam Toastmaster, ladies, guests, it is indeed an honor to be called upon to discuss with you this afternoon one of the motivating cogs in the wheel of our society today, the adolescents. John, why don't you just go to your room?
I've been here all day. It reeks of medicine.
It reeks of cigar smoke. There's anything worse than a man thrown about the house all day. The man thrown about the house all day, puffing the room full of cigar smoke.
I'm sick, Janet.
Sick. It's a miracle to me you're still breathing. Just what is an adolescent? Webster defines it as a person growing from childhood to maturity in a state of adolescence. I do so want to make a good impression, since this is my first speech for the PTA. I was certainly surprised when they called on me. Miss Murray, the teacher, suggested me, since I have 3 teenage children, and especially because of Betty Lou.
Betty Lou.
Yes, she has her in class and says she's one of the finest students she's ever had. She considers her to be a fine, outstanding, upright example of American youth.
It's a good thing she doesn't have Wilbur.
By the way, did Wilbur bring any books home this evening?
I haven't even seen him.
Well, come to think of it, I haven't seen him either. You don't suppose he's never this late?
Guess what, Mother? Marvin called, and he's spending his last night with me.
Last night?
Well, yes, he goes back to college tomorrow. His semester vacation is over.
Dear, you've seen Marvin for the past 3 nights, haven't you?
Yes, and of all the girls in the whole world, he chose me for his last night.
Dear, I think you should stay home tonight.
You mean you and Father are going out? I can invite Marvin over here?
A, we are not going out. And B, you're not inviting him over here. I'm recuperating.
Well then, I guess we'll go out. I'll try and look extra special, since this is his last night. And since he goes back to college tomorrow, and since the big game is about a week or 2, and he has to ask someone.
Dear, I don't think you should go out with Marvin tonight.
But Mother, I've already told him yes, and it would be too late for him to find another date. And I wouldn't want to ruin his last night. And well, I think Marvin would consider his last night ruined if he had to spend it with another woman.
Woman?
Yes, Father, woman!
At what age exactly, according to Webster, does a female become a woman, Janet?
Connie, have you finished the dishes yet?
No, Betty Lou will do them when she gets home. See, we had a long talk about Marvin, and she understands me.
By the way, have you seen Wilbur this evening?
You mean my brother Wilbur? Come to think of it, I haven't seen him in days, and I think it's been quite heavenly.
Dear, my grade card's due today. Betty Lou gave me hers.
Oh yes, grade card. Well, I better go start getting ready. I'll go fix my face or something.
My goodness! She's dropped a little in everything. John, she simply isn't concentrating on her schoolwork at all.
She's a second semester senior, Janet. I remember when I was a second semester senior.
Well, I'd hope she'd be a valedictorian.
Oh, that's what my parents hoped too. Along sort of last, they just started hoping I'd get out of school. Of course, I was at a different age. The fact that we used scrolls instead of books and hunted with bows and arrows made a difference.
You know, John, I'm beginning to worry about Wilbur. Do you think we should call the police?
If he doesn't show up in 2 weeks, all right.
You know, he's growing up just like a little animal, John. Just like a little animal. After all, you're his father. You should do something about taming him.
I tried, Janet, but even an animal trainer can just do so much.
You know, why couldn't he just be like Betty Lou?
Well, that's a thought. Of course, you'd have to get out of the Boy Scouts.
John Maxwell, you're not trying to help a bit. It merely meant that Betty Lou was much easier to raise than Wilbur. And Connie, too, for that matter. In fact, everybody's always commenting on Betty Lou.
I've heard a few comments on Wilbur, too.
Yeah, and you always try to cover them up by saying, boys will be boys.
Yoo-hoo, anybody home?
Aunt Mary, do come in. John, look who's here.
What's wrong with you, John? Are you sick?
If I'm lucky, I might pull through. You see, it all started about 9:30 this morning when I got this pain in my head.
I just came over from Mrs. Davis's, and she told me the news. I think it's wonderful, and it's simply wonderful.
Just wait, when he speaks at the district PTA meeting.
Mr. Mallory said, John, you got a pen in your...
And it's all sent from Betty Lou. Everyone's so proud of her. She's simply a dream. So kind and understanding, and so thoughtful of others. A top-flight student. Well, I could just go on and on. She's a bit like Wilbur.
He'll change completely when he gets older.
John, nobody could live that long. Of course, Connie's a fine girl too, but not like Betty Lou. I tell you, she's a dandy.
Mr. Mallory was quite decent about the whole thing. Johnny said, take the day off. It'll do you good. That sounds bad. Lots of serious things to start
She's
with
not
family.
her beloved. I think that's just how I come around, beloved. By the way, when Wilbur comes in, I think you'd better have a talk with him.
Yes, Dad, I'll read on space cadets and interplanetary communication so we can converse together intelligently.
Mrs. Davis had a lot to say about Betty Lou. She said that Miss Burns said that she was one of the finest things she's ever had. She thinks Betty Lou is practically beloved too.
And I think Mr. Mallory was right. People go too fast. Man's like jet propulsion. He reaches the other end of the line now sooner than ever, but goes so fast, he misses the seeing some beautiful things of life along the way. Yes, sir, and here's all this talk about my daughter, Betty Lou, my own offspring. It's slowly dawning on me that I hardly even know. Oh, I know her, of course. I say, good morning, Betty Lou, good evening, Betty Lou. And she says, good morning, Father, and good evening, Father. But I don't really know her. Yes, sir, I'm going to start knowing my children better. Sure is funny what can stem from a pain in the head.
Well, all I can say for you, John Maxwell, is if you don't know your own daughter, Betty Lou, well, you're surely in for a treat. Hi, Betty Lou, dear. How are you feeling now, Father? I've been thinking the whole thing over, and I've decided you've been working too hard. Bring your food to the desk. I'll go out next week and start looking for a part-time job. Oh, my goodness. It's only no more than right. Here I am, 15, rapidly approaching 16, which is just shy of 17. Well, I could practically be earning my own substance.
Dear, we'll talk about that later.
Is Connie here?
No, she's going out with Marvin again tonight.
Gee, that means she probably didn't get to the dishes. I'll sort them right away.
No, dear, I'll do them tonight. Now, don't you need to study?
Well, there is a chapter to read in history, my English project, but I'll help. You just sit down right over here and read.
I think I'll try to eat a bite. Haven't had a thing since this morning.
Since when? What about that whole roast that disappeared this afternoon?
What roast? Anyway, Wilbur and his little carnivorous friends probably killed her.
No wonder. My, she's just like Joan of Arc. Of course I'm old enough to get a job. Surely someone in town will hire me. Maybe even poor Father's boss. Especially if Father got really sick and couldn't go back to work. My goodness, surely nothing like that would happen. Someone would have to support Connie and Wilbur and Mother and... My goodness.
Have you seen the nail polish, Betty Lou?
Betty Lou. Hey, were you daydreaming again? You spend more time in your pipe dreams and wild imagination than anyone I know.
I was just thinking, Connie.
Oh, yeah, just thinking. Last night, Leroy took me to the ball. We pulled up at exactly 9 o'clock in his yellow convertible, and I stepped forth with my white formal and ermine wrap. The only ball Leroy knows about is the one that went through the drugstore window, and the only thing he has about a top is his neck.
You stay away from my diary, Connie Maxwell.
Why anyone sit around thinking up things and writing them in a make-believe diary? I'll never know. You better watch that daydreaming, kid, or it'll drive you loony.
Surely someone in town will hire me. Maybe even poor Father's boss. Especially if poor Father couldn't continue his daily toil. Poor Father. Poor Father. My goodness.
Take a letter, Miss Lewis. To Wilson & Wilson of Shebagon. Dear Mr. Wilson, it has recently been called to my attention,
I beg your pardon.
and I beg your pardon, Miss...
Are you the boss?
I am. Did you wish to see me?
Oh, yes, you see, I'm looking for a job.
I see. And your name, please?
Betty Lou Maxwell.
You're not the daughter of John Maxwell. You poor child.
You see, he come home from work one morning, ill, and he never went back.
I always wondered what happened to him. Would it be asking too much? Just finish this check to Wilson & Wilson and pick your check up at the door.
But...
Now, don't worry, my dear. Just go over and rest. Conserve your strength. You must be brave.
Oh, Father, I'll stick by you, Father.
Oh, thank you, Betty Lou.
Father, are you planning to go back to work anytime in the near foreseeable future?
I'm no sooner than in the morning, of course.
In the morning?
Yeah, we're closed nights now. Why?
Oh, no reason, Father. No reason at all.
Booty! Come on in, Wilbur. I don't see anything in your phone. Do you?
Herc, I don't see a thing, period.
And let me take you to the chair. There you go.
Thanks, Herc. Is it turned black?
Turning. It's done got that way. Your kitchen looks like a coal cellar at midnight.
Well, what'd I do wrong?
I think it all started when you said, yeah. It didn't help none when you said, yeah, you and who else? But the real clincher came on, yeah, to take this.
Well, then what'd I say, Herc?
Come to think of it, I don't remember anything else. I was too busy trying to get out of the way.
If my folks find out about this, my goose is cooked. Why can't we go over to your house?
How many times do I gotta tell you? On grade card day, I wouldn't go within 10 miles of that place. I just mail it home. I sure wish I could have lived during the days of the Pony Express. Service was a lot slower then.
If my parents find out about this, my chances of survival are worse than a mouse in a cat factory. I'll have to give a logical explanation for this, which there ain't. Then I'll have to give one for my grade card, too. I don't know which is worse, the eyes on my face or the D's on my grade card. I gotta keep it from them. I mean, this... Hercules!
What is it, Wilbur?
Is that object in the corner what I think that object is?
You mean that thing is just to the left of the door, but just to the right of the shrubbery? You're right. Especially if you think it's your sister.
I think I'm dead.
Wilbur Maxwell, were you fighting on your way home from school?
Well, I never was much good at directions.
Look me in the eye and tell me you weren't fighting.
Why do you think I can look you in the eye?
I bet you couldn't. What's the bottom of it?
Well, that depends.
Depends on what?
Depends on before he swung or after.
Did you put him up to Hercules?
Oh no, Belu. I might have picked him up a few times, but I didn't put him up to a thing. Oh, looked up his bicycle seat on the way home, of course.
That's terrible. Horrible. I hope Father gives you 20 lashes.
The cold, cruel world. I'll get the belt for fighting, and I'll get the belt for my grade card. I wish I was twins for the agony to be divided.
Good gosh. This is worse than what I got in the 3rd grade. All 4 years.
If I stay here tonight, I'll be annihilated. I made up my mind. We're going to your house.
My house. I wouldn't go to that place for 5 root beer floats.
Okay, we'll do it fair and square. Loser pays.
Okay.
I'm thinking of a number between 1 and 5,000.
172. No, 173.
173. Yeah, well, we can do something else. Let's try something. We'll flip for it.
Okay. I guess you lose, Wilbur.
What do you mean, lose? I didn't even look yet.
I advise you start looking, boy. Behind you.
You don't mean... Oh, no.
Pretty, Mr. Maxwell.
Wilbur, I presume you're aware of the fact you're 3 hours late. This wouldn't have anything to do with your grade card, would it?
Well, not exactly. Well, that is, I
Your
wish.
grade card, Wilbur.
Oh, did you see my grade card, Pop?
I did. Hand it over. I presume you got nothing but low marks today.
Oh, no, Mr. Maxwell. He got a couple high marks, too. Well, they're not exactly marks. They're more like proof of fact.
Oh, no! English, math, everything! Son, I don't know what to say. You don't seem to be able to grasp anything.
Well, you know what they say, Pop, like father, like son.
You should have gone to Mr. Maxwell.
Tell me, son, have you cracked a book all year?
Of course I have. Especially if you count the one I smashed over Leroy Eversh's head earlier in the year.
This is terrible. I can't imagine anything in the world that could possibly be worse.
Just stick around, Pop.
I don't really feel that you're trying, Wilbur. That you're giving your best at all times. Are you? Look at me, son.
Did you say, look at you, Pop?
I did.
Round two.
I've tried, son. Your mother's tried. We kept hoping against hope that we could better.
It worked. Please, you Bill. It was a good fight, partner, but you drowned inside a broad eye.
Wilbur, take off Aunt Mary's hat.
Oh, did you see take it off?
Thank you, Wilbur. From now on, Janet, joy!
Wilbur!
I'll say. Somebody has to identify the remains.
The boy named Wilbur. Look at those eyes and his face and hair.
And what does the other boy look like, Wilbur?
Well, he's about 10 foot tall. He's got arms like a blacksmith.
In other words, you're lost. Is that right, Hercules?
Well, speaking impartially, and from an unbiased point of view, well, just as a spectator, of course, in the words of President McKinley, if they asked him if the battleship Manchester been sunk, yeah.
I can't believe it. My own son, fighting in the streets like a little delinquent.
But Mom, it's the principal's involved.
The principal?
Yeah, we see you tomorrow.
Wilbur, come over here! I hate to use a belt like this before you, Hercules.
Frankly, Mr. Maxwell, prefer before me than behind me.
Oh, I'm blacking out. I can't see nothing.
I won't desert you, Wilbur. I'm here seeing eye dog.
Thanks, Rover. I mean, Hercules.
Wilbur, come back here!
Now, Dennis, everything's gonna be all right. What's wrong, Mother? Is it Connie or Wilbur both? It's Wilbur this time. He should have lived during the Stone Age. I never dreamed my own little son would turn into a caveman.
Hello, baby. Hello, Mrs. Maxwell.
Hello, Marvin. Have you met Aunt Mary?
How do you do?
Hello, Marvin. You're the young man from college, aren't you?
Yeah. Yes. Yes, ma'am. Hi, Connie. Gee, it's good to see you.
Hello, Marvin. Well, I guess I'm ready.
It was nice meeting you, Aunt Mary. So long.
Goodbye, Marvin. Don't wait up for me, Mother.
Don't wait up for me, she said. She never said that before in her life. And Mary, I think I'd better go myself for a second. Now, Jenny, you've got to be strong. First it's Wilbur, then it's Connie. Hello? Oh, hello, Bernadine. Not a thing. Connie just left with Marvin. It's his last night. He goes back to college tomorrow. Yeah, just think, his last night. I simply love romantic goodbyes, don't you, Bernadine? They're so romantic. Harold said goodbye to me after school, only it wasn't very romantic. We happened to be walking out of chemistry at the same time, and we bumped through the doorway, and I said, see you tomorrow, Harold, and he said, yeah. What? You say what happened next? Oh, he met Missy Walker, and they left together. Why don't you come over, Bernadine? You will? Fine. See you in a jiff. Golly, Marvin's last night. Marvin,
Hello, Betty Lou.
I thought you'd left for school already.
I had to come back. There was something I had to say to you.
Yes, Marvin?
For the past week, I've been seeing quite a bit of Connie. I suppose you've been aware of this?
Oh, I hadn't noticed.
Although it's her I've been spending my time with, it's you I've been thinking about. Night and day and night, even in between times, when I'm out in the field in scrimmage, or in the heat of interscholastic combat. When I look down, just before I kick the winning point, it's your face I see. I can't get you out of my mind.
Oh, my goodness! I didn't know.
Betty Lou, you will write me?
Oh, of course, Marvin. But what will Connie think?
We'll think of something. Bye, Betty Lou.
Goodbye, Marvin. Oh, my goodness! Dear Diary, tonight Marvin kissed me.
Now, Jess, you've got to calm down. This thought of a son that brought about the neighborhood is just too much. Boys will be boys. Now, don't start talking like John. We'll just have to take corrective measures of some sort, or the boy will turn into a little delinquent.
Wilbur, delinquent. My goodness.
If we don't do something, he'll wind up with thousands of other little boys. This thought is just too much.
Now, Janet, you've been a good mother. He's had the guidance and the understanding that will make him a pillar of strength in the community. Someday, you'll look upon him with pride, press John's arm and say, there goes our son, John. Even Seabiscuit, one of the mightiest horses of all time, was a frisky colt.
And I've read stories about little tame horses who leaped the fence, ran wild, and never got back into the fold again. I just know Wilbur will leave the fence.
Oh, he has to change, Mother. He could never even jump a rope.
We're speaking hypothetically, dear.
Just the same, I don't think he could get that high.
And then there's Connie. I can see the handwriting on the wall, Aunt Mary. And it's written in red ink for warning.
The thing to do is just to sit down with John sometime and have a long talk. Now relax. Here, read the paper.
My goodness! Here's where two little boys started taking things from their own garage and selling them. This went on for 5 months before they were finally caught. Seems the father got suspicious when the car disappeared? You just never know.
Surely Wilbur wouldn't.
Oh my. Here's where a girl left with her boyfriend for the movies and didn't come back. They eloped. He was a college boy, and her folks didn't like him, and... Did Connie say where they were going?
Now, Janet, maybe you better put the paper up. All this about Wilbur and Connie is just your imagination. Come, take it out.
I tried to raise them right, Aunt Mary.
Surely nothing like that would happen. Not my brother and sister. At least not Connie. At least, my goodness.
Hi, sister.
You can't just walk in here like that. This is my house. And don't call me sister. I'm no relative of yours.
Button your lips, sister. My name's Molly. Conrad sent me.
Conrad?
Yeah, and he wants to see Wilbur. Wants to see him real badly. Conrad's unhappy.
Who's Conrad?
Conrad's a big cheese, the top brass, the boss. And he wants to see Wilbur. In a hurry. And his friend Hercules, where are they?
Well, they're not here.
Then I'll wait.
Is Wilbur in some kind of trouble?
Listen, sister, anybody who double crosses Conrad is in trouble. You don't shoot square with Conrad, he just turns the other cheek and shoots square with you. Shoots a hole square through you.
Well, they're not here. Why don't you try somewhere else, like Spain or Mexico or somewhere?
I'll wait.
Marvin?
Hello, Betty Lou.
Is something wrong, Marvin?
Betty Lou, you're good. You're decent. You're the finest, most wonderful person I know. That's why this is goodbye.
Goodbye? I don't understand.
Life is like a game of chance. You choose your number and you play it out. I have chosen my number and I shall play it out.
But
Are you ready, Connie?
Yes, I'm ready. It's funny, isn't it? Funny, but no one's laughing. I never thought that I'd elope.
Elope!
Mother always dreamed of a big church wedding. And Father always wanted that big spread with society pages. But fate has dealt otherwise. I'll expect you at midnight, Marvin.
Like I said, Betty Lou, you're too splendidly perfect. I would have preferred you, as would any other red-blooded American boy. Goodbye, and good luck.
Oh my, this is terrible. Wilbur Hercules, is that you?
Shoot 'em all, yeah, it's me. Who'd you expect? The big bad wolf?
I'm Edward G. Hercules Nelson. I'm rough. I'm tough. I'd get out of here.
Conrad wants to see you.
Conrad?
Do you think there'll be any blood spilled?
There won't be if I don't stop shaking.
Tell Conrad that we left the country.
But you haven't left the country.
But we will have by the time you talk to him.
Conrad wants to see you, and if you don't see him, he's coming to see you. You can look for him at midnight.
Wait a minute. Midnight. Hey, Wilbur. That's the time we see the Western playback from old Sam Clinton's Am. Wilbur, old brass knuckle cohort. I was afraid he'd wind up like this.
Wilbur or Hercules, this is our last night on Earth. We'll spend it to what we hold close. How much money you got?
7 cents.
I've got a dime. We can get root beer floating 2 straws.
Wilbur Hercules! How did they ever get in with Conrad?
It was simple. They're weak-willed, easily swayed, even more so than most men. It all stemmed from a fight Wilbur had at school.
Oh my, this is terrible. I've got to save them. The steps I take tonight may shape my destiny. Don't lose faith in me, Mother. I go to whatever fate awaits me, taking a course I chose not because I want or desire it, but because it is my duty. Molly?
Yes?
Tell Conrad I want to see him.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Dear Diary, tonight something most exciting and dreadful happened to me. I shall start at the beginning and relate it just as the exciting details unfolded. Hi, Betty Lou. Hi. Hello, Bernadine. What you doing? Writing in my diary? You mean your real diary or your make-believe diary? Oh, my make-believe diary, of course. Nothing worthwhile or exciting actually ever happens to me, but my make-believe diary is utterly heart-rending, Bernadine. Yeah, so's mine. Tonight, the dream man, he took me to this gorgeous formal dances. Everyone kept cutting in all night long, and then the sister kissed Margaret in, and they had a fight, and he carried me off on his white horse. Tonight, the play of fortune shaped my future. My destiny was etched as a pen of fate, but I knew I acted unselfishly, thinking not for an instant of myself, but only of my loved ones. What was tonight that I first met Conrad? Golly, Baylou, this does sound exciting. It all began with Molly, and then when I found out that Marvin was working with Connie, not because of the tenderness for her, but because of his mad desire for me. This is terrific, Baylou. He might even send us a magazine. I'd already thought of that. Isn't it simply captivating? I'm speechless. I've definitely decided to forfeit myself to the cause, because Wilbur Hercules had become entangled in the deadly clutches of Conrad. Wow, I'm gonna have to go home and rewrite mine completely. I was going to read it to you, but we were writing it compared to this. What's going to happen in the next chapter? How do I know? I'll just have to wait to experience it. I can hardly wait. Who is this Conrad anyway? Well, he's tall, dark, handsome, and daring. He's a cross between a Charles Atlas and a bus-born space cadet. This had always seemed like a strong young rocket ship. Let's go to the movie, baby, and we might get some more ideas. I always think ideas would see a movie. We'll look in the paper and see what time it starts. I'm so excited I can barely concentrate.
I mean, that's your lesson to you, son. Thanks, Pop. I think that's just what I needed.
I know it.
Hasn't started the show yet.
Turn around, Mr. Maxwell. Just a little. We don't get a Billy in the morning.
Dad, I didn't mean to.
That's all right, Wilbur. I'll give you a lesson in self-defense and just drop my guard for a second, that's all. Now remember, stop Ronnie tries anything with you again. Give him a left, and then a right, and then pow! Thanks, Pop. And that's it. Thanks, Pop. I'll take you the first time I lower the boom. Yes, sir. Parents should take more of an interest in his offspring. Find out more about him. You should know what makes him tick. Yes, sir. I'm going to know my children better. What's this? Diary of a Daring Daughter by Betty Lou Maxwell. Daring daughter? How else could a parent better learn about a child than from her own personal diary? Of course you wouldn't mind. After all, I'm her father. What? Oh no! Conrad! Molly! Marvin and Connie! Eloping! Oh my God!
John, are you feeling
Oh my God!
Good grief.
Not my son Wilbur! Not my daughter Betty Lou! Oh no! Oh no!
Janet!
Oh no!
Doctor! I think Dr. Feldhauer's on the blink!
Oh no! Oh! I don't believe it! Oh my God! My destiny was etched by the pen of fate, but I knew I acted unselfishly, thinking not for an instant of myself, but only of my loved ones.
I don't believe it. I tell you, I just don't believe it.
Right under our noses, it's been going on for no telling how long. But probably at Wilbur's second birthday party, he picked off little friend's pockets. He'll be picking trousers, splinters from his little trousers when I get to him.
Now, John, we can't jump to any conclusion.
Jump! You don't even care to see what's going on here. It's all right here in her diary in bold-faced type. You read it. I read it. Aunt Mary read it. The whole country will probably read it. It's a sin to be a bestseller.
I just don't believe it.
It all began with Conrad. And when I found out that tonight Molly eloped with Marvin eloped with Connie. The young weasel, the whippersnapper.
And I decided to take myself to the cause because Wilbur and Hercules had become entangled in the clutches of Conrad. What in the world has the boy done?
There's just no telling, Aunt Mary. After he came home battered and bruised, I'd expect anything.
Tonight at midnight, Conrad comes after Wilbur because he double-crossed him. You know what I think? I don't believe Wilbur should be allowed to associate with this Conrad person anymore.
My son, my own little image, at midnight, right son's loving father.
You know, John, if you had been a little more loving and understanding, this never would have happened. You have failed miserably as a father, John Maxwell.
I failed! You're the mother, Janet! You should sense these things! As head of this house, I've been out striving to keep a worm in the mouth of my little brood, endeavoring to keep my little flock sheltered from the elements, striving to
John,
keep...
be quiet. I can't take any more.
My son, my carbon copy, he's just like me.
That's besides the point, John. We've got to save him anyway.
And my daughter, eloping with a college freshman.
Well, it could be worse. He could be a sophomore, and you know what terrors they can do.
And Betty Lou, what in the world does she mean by forsaking herself for the cause?
Poor Wilbur. If you don't shoot square with Conrad, he turns the other cheek and shoots square with you. Shoots a hole square through you.
I'll call the police.
John, don't lose your head.
I'm not losing my head, and I don't intend to stay around my little son loses his either.
John, this is a delicate problem. Don't be hasty. The course you take tonight may map the future of your children.
After tonight, my little son may not even have a map left.
If you call the police, you may drag them into a mess that will mark them for life. You don't want your son marked, do you?
I certainly don't. However, I think he would be if this Conrad guy shot a hole through
I
it.
called Miss Murray. She's Betty Lou's teacher, and she's a very good counselor of children. She's coming right over.
Maybe you're right, Aunt Mary. I don't know. Steps I take may decide my portion. Tonight, my boat of destiny embarks on a sea of light. What is she doing? Joining the Navy?
Isn't that nice? She's always thinking of others.
I've tried 24 hours a day. If only John had cooperated just a little.
I was busy, Janet. You heard me not 2 hours ago say that I intended to know my children better.
Well, all I can say, John Maxwell, is you certainly picked a fine night.
It's Conrad! For the boat!
John, you've got to keep your senses. It's probably Miss Murray.
Miss Murray, do come in. John, this is Miss Murray.
How do you do?
Nice to meet you, Mr. Maxwell. I rushed right over as soon as Mary called. What is it? Something about your speech on adolescence?
No, frankly, we have a problem concerning our children.
I see. Well, we have these little problems at school all the time. What is it this time? Betty Lou wants a date with George, and you feel she's too young. Or is it that Connie wants to go to the college prom? Or Connie's eloping. Eloping? And Wilbur gets the work from Conrad tonight. What? And Betty Lou's forsaking herself for the cause. My gracious! Come on, I'll explain everything to you as we pore over Betty Lou's diary. Her diary? My goodness!
Eloping, Orday. That little son of a...
John, sit down with them and discuss this whole thing intelligently.
When I get through with him, he won't even be able to sit down, intelligently or otherwise.
Now, John, you know, we nagged at them about their grades, and we flunked our finals. We have failed miserably.
Now, Jimmy.
Shoot 'em all, yeah, Bert. Shoot 'em all, yeah.
My son, my own little son.
Guess what, Pop? I decided to become a professional fighter. I figure people always get out fights in the world anyway, so I might as well teach myself the art of self-defense. Never know, I might get married someday.
See, John? He's turned into a regular little mauler.
I figure fellas gotta fight his way to the top of the world anyway. They might as well do his boxing gloves on. First, my manager. Who are they? He's already managed to give me some first-grade fights.
And then we might even try the third, the fourth. You never know. If he's lucky, maybe even the junior high.
Just take a squint at these muscles.
It's too much. I just can't bear to look.
You mean I'm not ferocious? Mauler Maxwell, that's me.
We're thinking about booking him at the Y.
I'll mortar him.
Of course, there's a regulation against admitting a guy, but we'll stick you by anyway.
Wilbur, you aren't thinking of fighting in the YWCA.
You ain't got a thing to worry about, Miss Maxwell. The way I look at it, he's got a 50-50 chance.
Wilbur, that is, son, words come to me rather hard.
You'll have to excuse Papa. He had the same trouble in English and spelling. Well, as we have in math.
You mean he can't talk at all?
It's just that in moments like these, my brain gets fuzzy. Well, I just grasp for words. And, well, frankly, I was never in this position before.
Well, I hope you ain't wanting to borrow money, Pop. Because frankly, I was just about to hit you up for some. Fighting with only one glove, well, that's sort of like shooting pool without a cue.
Son, I want you to confide in me. Take me into your confidence. Sit down, boys. Wilbur, if there's anything that you'd like to say to me or your mother,
Well, offhand, I can't think of a thing.
don't you have something on your mind?
Just usual, Pop. Banana splits, root beer floats, atomic bomb, you know, things like that.
Isn't there anything you'd like to say?
Well, I wouldn't say that just about covers it, Pop.
Don't you have something you want to ask?
Well, now that you mention it, can we have a fight tonight?
No, Wilbur, you're staying home tonight.
We could go to my house and watch a fight, Wilbur.
Oh, is there gonna be a fight in your house, sir?
There would be if I went home.
Wilbur, I've always wanted you to feel that if you were in some kind of trouble, or had done something wrong, you could always lean on my shoulder. Remember, I too was once a mischievous lad. Now, is there anything?
Well, now that you mentioned it, do you remember your new golf ball? The one that disappeared last year?
I do.
And when Albert the cow, the one you was training to catch mice, failed to turn up?
I do.
Well, they both were left together.
What? He hollered for! Remember your shoulder, Pop, and my chest. When I get through with you, you're going to be thinking some other part of your anatomy, and it isn't your chest.
See, John, it's your militant man that causes everything.
Excuse me, son. Guess I just got carried away. Wilbur, does the name Conrad mean anything to you?
Conrad. Connie. Well, I never was much good at remembering names. Even in school, when roll is called, they have to nudge me when they come to mind.
Remember, son, I'm your father, and this is your mother, and you are a son. If there's anyone you should turn to now, it's your loving parent. Now, what about Conrad, Wilbur?
Well, I don't know any Conrads. How about you, Herc?
I knew a dog once named Conrad. He belonged to my uncle. He died of the mange.
Your uncle? Martha what? Died of mange.
He did? I knew it was the dogs, but it's because we the show.
If you don't want to talk about it, girlfriend, guess it's your own business. Just go on, it's your affair, none of ours.
Shit them out. I wonder if they're getting all steamed up about some jerk named Conrad for. Sometimes you just can't figure parents out.
He buttons his lip like a true criminal, Janet. He won't even turn stool pigeon for his own parents.
It's just too much, John. I can't take much more of this.
Now, Janet. Frontiers we have the Indians to contend with. The Spanish have the Moors. I'm sure we can handle the war. Although at times, I must admit, I feel we're outnumbered.
Hi, Mother. Hi, Father.
Betty Lou, my little daughter.
Mother, it's okay if Bernadine and I go to the movies tonight, isn't it?
Dear, don't. Oh, I don't know. Don't you think you should stay home tonight?
Stay home. I spend more time in my cell than a prisoner. It's a terrific thriller. With the heroes in the jungle Africa, they find a beautiful girl who's been captured by cannibals. They're practicing hot waters from the start.
Dear, I don't think you should go tonight.
Just as you say, Mother. You see, it's always this way with me, Bernadine. Others can fly around town like migratory birds, but not me.
Betty Lou, Betty, is there anything you'd like to say to me?
No, Father, I guess not. Not a thing. Children are supposed to be seen and not heard, you know, and apparently I'm definitely a child. Come, Bernadine, or paper doll of a wave. See, I hate to miss it. In this road gorgeous underwear scene, the hero fights off a treacherous squid, but at the same time puts some sweet nothing in the ear of his girlfriend Dolinka. Susie Clark had price, and they had to give her artificial respiration. Both times.
She wouldn't speak a word either, John. She mentioned that she's been treated like a little girl. Perhaps we've been too strict with our children, especially Betty Lou. I don't know, John. We just failed from the word go.
Now, Janet, it isn't too late.
Isn't too late. Connie's on the verge of eloping. Lois is about to get to work. Betty Lou's forsaking herself for some cause, and you say it isn't too late.
Gee, I'm gonna hate to leave, Connie.
Yeah, it's been fun. Movies and parties and things like that. I've had such a swell time. Have a seat, Marvin. On the sofa, if you'd like.
Well, I guess I better be going. Being as how I gotta catch a bus in a few minutes. Connie,
Yes, Marvin?
Connie, I'm not much of a speech maker. I'm studying agriculture, and we spend most of our time close to the soil, and things like that. And raising crops, and things like that. And cows, and things like that. And well,
Yes, Marvin?
therefore I've never made many speeches.
I see.
Really? I hoped you would. Where were we?
You're about to make a speech, Marvin.
I was? Gee. Well, there comes a time in every man's life when he has to make big decisions. I feel the time in my life has come for me to make a big decision. Connie, right now, I'm standing at the crossroads.
Go on, Marvin.
You can answer yes or no to this, just the way you really feel. Should I buy a cow?
What, Morgan?
Should I buy a cow? If I don't answer yes or no right now, think it over. If I get one now, folks will watch it for me, and then I can get another, and another.
And then after a while, you have a whole flock.
Sure. I mean, well,
I think it'd be wonderful if you bought a cow, Marvin.
really? I didn't know how you thought about cows and things like that, Connie. But if a man's gonna farm, he needs a cow.
And things like that.
Yeah.
5 minutes until 11. Only an hour and 5 minutes until he
Hello,
comes
Father.
here. Good evening, Connie. What time do you have?
About 11 o'clock, Father.
You're fast. It couldn't be that late.
You met Marvin, haven't you?
I believe, sir, we've met, sir.
How do you do, Marvin? This is preposterous. Things like this really don't happen. It's beyond me how... Marvin! Young man, did you say your name was Marvin?
Yes, sir.
Oh, no.
I don't like it either, sir. I would have preferred it. It's not Marvin.
I've been wanting to talk to you, young man.
Really? I've been wanting to talk to you too, sir.
Fine. Then I suggest we sit down and have a nice, long, father-to-son chat. Excuse me, son.
Something monumental is about to happen to me, Mr. Maxwell.
It certainly is.
Connie's helped me reach a big decision, and frankly, I feel I'll be greatly indebted to her for the rest of my life. You see, the two of us decided.
I'm aware of what you two decided.
Really? I didn't know anybody else knew. You must have overheard us talking. So how's the idea strike you, Mr. Maxwell? Basically, the idea is sound. I'll get her and jump her off the boat.
You will?
Sure, plenty of room in the barn.
The barn?
Yeah, the folks have a dandy. Electric lights, music, and things like that to make them more contented.
Well, I'm glad to hear that, Martin. It of course clears the whole thing up.
I've been thinking about it for some time now, sir. I'll get one now, and another, and another.
Well, that's fine, provided they don't get you first. You've definitely made up your mind, have you?
Yes, sir. It's quite a project and undertaking, but I'm planning to go through with it.
And what do you think of the idea, Connie?
Well, I think it's a wonderful idea. Other boys would be thinking about sports and fun, but not my Marvin.
Well, I can tell if mine wasn't on baseball! John, you gotta keep your senses. Just keep calm. Young man, it's getting late. You'd better go.
I guess your father just doesn't like you very well. So long, Mr. Maxwell.
Goodbye, Martin.
I'll walk you to the door.
Janet! I just don't know what this younger generation's coming to. They're all haywire. Janet!
What in the world is it, John?
He stood there and told me, Janet. He stood right there and told me.
Who told you what?
That young wolf that's been hanging around here last week? It's true, Janet. They're eloping, big as life, tonight. And he's gonna keep her in a barn, Janet, a barn. His suitcase. Janet, it's filled with clothes. His suitcase is filled with clothes.
Well, what did you expect, John? A bomb?
It's Conrad.
John! Are you good to keep your senses? Oh, we worked everything out together, the two of us. Remember? You took me for better or worse.
I know, but I didn't think anything could get this bad.
John Wood, how you feeling?
Terrible, JT, terrible.
Missed you at the office. Just wasn't the same place without you. Tomorrow, you'll be your same old natural self again. Every man needs to take off a day, be with his family, get to know them. Fortunately, John, I don't have a family. I was never as wise as you. I hate like blazes to disturb you, old man, but there's been a mistake made in the books, and frankly, you're the only one I can really depend on. You feel up to it?
Well, I
knew you couldn't turn me down. Seems we're short about $3,000 in this month's account, and we've got to find that mistake. Those bungling lame brains couldn't find a donkey in a coal bin. They get more undependable by the hour. I just brought over a few papers. We'll glance at these, John. Up, boy.
My goodness, I'm some beyond work. We've talked the whole thing over, Janet. We've arrived at the same conclusion. Something has to be done. I've never had anything hit you harder than this, Mrs. Maxwell. And you may rest assured that I'll give it all the thought and consideration that my vast experience affords.
We'll be forever grateful, Miss Murray.
It's probably that bungling secretary, John. Leave it to women. That's why I've remained single and shall continue to do so.
Mr. Mallory, this is...
The female of the species gets into one mess after another, and frankly, I think the world would be better off without them.
This is Miss Murray, Mr. Mallory.
And furthermore, I advocate, Miss Murray said, well, have a cigar, where were we, John?
You just discovered the discrepancy of $3,000. That's quite a figure, isn't it?
It certainly is. Oh, I mean to work.
I don't think there's anyone in the kitchen. We'll go in there.
Well, Mrs. Maxwell, when did you first notice a change in your children?
Well, frankly, Miss Murray, we didn't. In fact, the diary came as a complete shock to all of us.
You mean you, as their mother, haven't noticed a single thing different about them in the past few months?
I'm afraid not. You know, Wilford did eat all of his spinach one night last week, and he got a new breakfast cereal. But I thought it was because of the box top. Something about a combined space helmet and plans detector. And then Lou came home one evening and announced she had given up all sweets. But that was the extent.
I see. And what about the other daughter, Connie?
Well, she has been seeing quite a bit of that Jones boy. But he seems very nice and sensible.
Hi.
And Connie, dear, is Marvin gone?
Yes, Aunt Mary. He's gone back to the rigors of college.
You remember Miss Murray, don't you, Connie?
Oh, yes. Hello, Miss Murray.
Hello, Connie.
Well, if you'll excuse me, I think I'll turn in early.
Turn in. Connie,
Yes, Mother?
are you sure there isn't something you'd like to say to me?
No, nothing that I can think of except good night. Good night, Aunt Mary.
I think I'm going to cry.
Now, Janet, it could be worse. He could be a no-good bum like the man I married. Now that would be bad.
It's all too much. All my children. I simply don't know what to say.
In all my vast years of experience, I've never seen anything to approximate this. Frankly, I don't know which way to turn. Now, Mrs. Maxwell. Can you make it to your room?
What's wrong, Mother?
Wrong? Whatever gave you the idea something was wrong?
Bernadine and I are going to raid the icebox.
Your father and Mr. Mallory are in there, dear.
Well, surely they won't eat everything.
They're not eating, they're working. These $3,000 are missing from their firm, and they're checking the books to see if they can find a mistake.
$3,000. My goodness, that's an awful lot of money. In the movie Five Bills for William, the fellow got away with $500 a month. He had not blackout, and he didn't even know he was embezzling from the company. But of course, Father wouldn't. Wouldn't. My goodness. He's the most honorable, the most upstanding father in this whole town. He does lose his temper once in a while, but he never has blackout. Not even when he looks at Wilbur. He wouldn't do a thing like that. My goodness.
Check those figures again, Miss Lewis. Through the past year, we had $3,000 disappear, and we've got to find out how.
3,000, my goodness.
I'm sure it isn't just errant bookkeeping. You see, Miss Lewis is dependable, conscientious, and I trust her implicitly.
Doesn't add up, Mr. Mallory.
It certainly doesn't, but that money's been disappearing, and I know it just didn't walk out of the office. It was never known to walk out in the past, and everyone knows a dollar won't go as far as it used to. Miss Lewis, we've got to find it. We'll pore over the books again.
Maybe thieves broke into the office.
Not a chance.
Or perhaps some of the deposit slips were misplaced.
Impossible. You see, either I or John Maxwell deposited that money, and I know I didn't misplace anything, and I'm positive that John didn't either. You see, I'm fond of John. I trust him with my last quarter, and I'm an astute judge of character. Come, Miss Lewis, we'll go over everything again.
Yes, Mr. Mallory. I have all the books from the past 6 years. Start with July.
$3,000, and Father helps deposit the money. But he wouldn't do anything like that, I know it. Mr. Mallory knows it. Everyone knows it. He's too wonderful, too much of a man, too much of a... Father?
Hello, Betty Lou.
Is something wrong, Father?
Betty Lou, I want you to know that you're the finest girl I've ever known. As a daughter, you're all a father could wish for or desire. You're good, you're sweet, and you're understanding. And that's why I'm coming to you with my problem.
Problem, Father?
Yes, Betty Lou. Monday, when I checked my bank account, I discovered I had $3,000 more than I actually thought. Where did it come from?
My goodness.
There's something far more terrible in my problem. More horrifying. We had a board meeting the other day. A representative from New York was in, and he spoke. And we were all supposed to ask him questions after the speech. When it came my turn, I didn't have a single question. I didn't even know what he was talking about.
Father, think nothing of it. I'm the same way in chemistry.
The crux of the thing is, I blacked out. I stood right there with my eyes wide open, and I blacked out.
Father.
And the other day, when your mother had the car, I left the office to catch a cab, and I got off a bus on the other side of town.
You mean...
Yes, Betty Lou, again I blacked out. I don't know how long they last or what I do while they're going on. What did I do last Wednesday? And the Friday before that? And where did that extra $3,000 come from?
Father, Mr. Mallory said your firm was $3,000 short.
3,000. Now I'm a thief! I'm unconsciously removing funds from my own company. It's inherited, Betty Lou. My great-grandfather, Angus Maxwell, blacked out, left town for a week, and came back engaged to a Boston waitress.
Was he surprised when he found out?
Yeah, and it sort of shocked his wife and 5 kids, too. I'm telling you all this in case something ever happened.
Don't worry, Father, it won't. Anyways, you'll probably never even be in Boston.
Just remember, my dear, anything people may say, anything I may be accused of, just remember, I know not what I do.
Oh no, my poor, poor, distraught father.
What? Oh, it's you again.
I've talked to Conrad. You two will rendezvous at 12. Tell him I'm ready.
Sure.
The world has taken a sorry turn.
That's life. And life is a strange painting made up of bright and cheery colors and black and purple. Fate is the unseen artist who moves with quick and bewildering splashes across the canvas. Dear diary, tonight my own dear, worried and perturbed father told all.
Hi, Betty Lou.
Hello, Barney. What in the world's the matter with you?
Something absolutely heavenly has befallen me, Betty Lou. It's utterly out of this world. I just had the most romantic conversation you've ever heard with this tall, darkish, handsome stranger. He came up to me and said, "Young lady, is this perch been taken?" And I said, "Oh, no, sir." And he said, "Thank you." And I said, "Oh, you're entirely welcome." And he sat down.
Bernadine, you should never talk to strange men.
I know it, but my mother says, so let him do most of the talking.
When did all of this happen?
Just now I was doing my fingernails in your room.
Oh, I see. I thought he kept it for my diary, too.
Let me see.
Golly. You know what I'm going to do, Bernadine? I'm going to sort of change the names around and rewrite it and use it for my English name.
That's a terrific idea. I'll do the same thing as mine. Golly, you're too difficult to book. There's bound to be a clue somewhere. We can straighten out everything if we just play the facts. Poor Janet. Let's read the diary again. Maybe there's something we missed. And poor John. My goodness. Here's something we missed. Really? Is it pertinent? My goodness, no, it can't be. No. What? What is it? For heaven's sake. $3,000? Blacking out?
It's an outrage. It's ridiculous. We can't find it anywhere.
Mary, should we? Not only should we but we shall. Mr. Mallory. Mr. Mallory, we believe there's something you should know. We found out what happened to your $3,000.
3,000. Oh no, it can't be. Not John Boy. Not my old friend and companion. Oh,
Did you discover something, JC?
I certainly did, John. Friend, pal, buddy, companion, scoundrel, thief, no good bum. Of all the cheap, low-down, conniving, good-for-nothing, and you thought you could get away with it.
Mr. Mallory, I can tell you're upset. What is it?
My trusted friend, my favorite loyal employee who I counted on through thick and thin, madam, hold my coat.
Now, wait a minute, JC. Steady, JC.
I don't know why you did it, John, but I know what I'm going to do and why I'm going to do it.
Steady, JC.
I'm going to maul you within an inch of your rascally good-for-nothing life, or my name isn't James Conrad Mallory.
Now, wait a minute, JC. I mean, James Conrad. Don't lose your temper. Anyone who loses temper isn't worth a salt. He can't be trusted. Conrad? You? Here, Aunt Mary, hold my coat.
Then we went out on the terrace, and the moon was peeping through the trees, and the water in the lake was glistening like a million stars. And he touched my arm gently, very gently.
I can't find it!
Then he leaned forward, and the breeze from the lake was cool against my face. And I asked myself, is this a dream, or what apparition had troubled my mind?
I've looked everywhere and simply isn't here.
There we were, the two of us on the terrace. I leaned forward a little, then a little more. And then I leaned forward farther and farther. And you know what happened? I fell off the terrace. Something that always happened to me, even in my imagination. Maybe you took your diary to your room.
I left it on the desk, Bernadine, right on the desk.
It'll make it simply Julie's story. Miss Murray should give me an excellent grade on it. You know, I'm glad she's a woman. If she were a man, we'd have to write our hikes, polar expeditions, and fishing for muskrats.
You don't fish for muskrat, Bernadine.
I know it, so how can I write about it? Miss Moore said we should write about things that we are acquainted with. That is what I heard about Charlie Morehouse. He's about the nicest acquaintance I know.
If I can't find my diary, I'm doomed. How am I supposed to look at those gripping and heart-throbbing sequences when it disappears? My story's due day after tomorrow. Gee, these problems in life make things very perplexing. Frankly, Miss Murray, I can get all this back to John's great-grandfather Hiram, who may said lifted more things than a circus strongman. Oh, Betty Lou, dear.
Hello, Aunt Mary and Miss Murray.
Dear, you seem worried. I've got a terrible problem. My whole future depends on it.
Uh-oh, here it comes. She's ready to spill it.
I don't know which way to turn. All my plans are upset and everything.
Betty Lou, you poor dear. Just sit down. Now remember, I'm your aunt, and Miss Murray is your teacher. And if there's anything you'd like to talk about, well, just go ahead.
Do you think I should?
Oh, definitely, Betty Lou. If you explain things just doesn't happen, you might get a break, if you know what I mean.
All right. Miss Murray, you've just got to understand.
I already understand.
You do?
Yes, and you've got to be strong and brave.
I have?
Your Aunt Mary and I are here to help you out every way possible. You're at the labyrinth of life, my dear, where there are literally dozens of roads to choose from, including the road to ruin. We're here to act as your compass and to guide you in the right direction. Gee, I wish someone would show me where to go. We know in the future you'll lift your head up high and smile, even though your father did embezzle the company out of $3,000.
What?
And although your brother Wilbur has fallen in with a gang of scoundrels, and right now his very life is in danger. Golly, Betty Lou, golly! And although Connie is contemplating eloping with Marvin, don't let that sway you, my dear. You have a glorious future. Although Connie and Wilbur have let your parents down, you must compensate for their weaknesses and shortcomings by your own steadfastness.
My goodness.
Time is short. The hour is almost 12. And unless we act fast, Wilbur will be gone, and Connie will have eloped. My dear, remember one thing. You're all your mother has left. We'd better get back to her. She's in her room.
This is terrific. Wisecracker like my diary.
You turn into a fortune teller, Betty Lou. You have visions, and they come true. You make millions forecasting elections, horse races, and everything. Look into your mind's eyes and see how I'm going to marry.
It's horrible.
I was afraid I'd wind up with someone like that.
Oh, not that, Bernadine. Just think. Wilbur's getting to work. Connie's about to elope, and Father's swindling the company.
I'll stick by you, Betty Lou. I'll go with you to your father on visiting days, and together we can place flowers on Wilbur's little grave, and we can scrape together the money we can for Marvin and Connie.
You're a true friend, Bernadine.
Judy!
Wilbur Maxwell, is that you?
Aw, shoot him out. Now what have I done?
Just come over here and sit down. I want to talk to you.
Oh, no. I'm close enough to you now.
Just sit down. I want to talk to you.
If you have anything in your head, sister, spill it. You see, her, at the age of 6 months, I received my first job ever from a woman. At the business end of the safety pin. Ever since that day, I've been wearing trousers, boy.
Wilbur, whenever I look at you, I burst into tears.
Oh, I know I'm a mess. You don't have to rub it in.
I want you to know that we're going to miss you around here.
You going someplace, Wilbur? Not that I know of. Except next Saturday, I'm going to Randy's house. We're going to try to trap a couple of field mice, catch a couple tadpoles, and if we're lucky, we can get a hot toad. Can I go with you, Wilbur? Anywhere you go, I go.
You're preparing to depart to a strange and unknown region. A place I never thought you'd see for years yet.
You get out of the 8th grade, too. This comes to me as a shock. We're inseparable. Always together.
I'm going to be brutally frank. At 12, Wilbur, you get the works.
The works?
Yes, Wilbur, they're gunning for you and they're gonna get you at midnight.
What?
Because they're a gang, Wilbur, they're after you.
I'm thinking about maybe you better go by yourself.
A gang? At midnight? What time is it now?
According to this, it's about 12:30.
Shoot 'em out. That means I've been dead for a half hour.
Of course, my watch lost all its work the other night, and, well,
Oh, and tonight I lose mine. I feel a knot at my vitals.
maybe we ought to raid the icebox. Even hardened criminals get a last meal before they're led to the gallows. We'll have cake, topped with pie, topped with ice cream, and top all that off, chocolate syrup.
Yeah, since I'm in this thing, I might as well play to the hilt. But you know, cake, topped with pie, topped with chocolate syrup, and then the ice cream too. Well, that always makes me sick.
What do you got to worry about? You're gonna be around long enough to feel it anyway.
Shoot 'em out, you're right. Oh, wait a minute. I'm starting to get sick already.
I may never be able to lift my head in public again. Everyone knows Father has spells and embezzles money.
Where is he?
Father!
He's dangerous. He can't be left to run loose. If you see him, girls, run for cover.
Who, Mr. Maxwell?
Mr. Mallory.
Father, don't get excited. You know what might happen. And Father, no matter what you've done, no matter what the consequences, just remember one thing. I'm your daughter, and I'll do all within my power to hold what's left of our little household together. I will visit you on visiting days every time, Mr. Maxwell.
Visiting days?
I realize the deed was not perpetrated maliciously, but you had no malice forethought, and even though you might be sent out, I know you knew not what you did.
Betty Lou, what in
Go to Mother. You need to spend your hours with her. Your time is short.
It is? I didn't know.
Janet! Janet, little wife!
Where is he? Where's that no-good scoundrelly pup of a father of yours?
Mr. Mallory, Father has gone to spend his last few hours with Mother. Together they will face the dawn, knowing not what the day may bring.
I don't care. I'll have him hauled bodily into prison.
Mr. Mallory, the fate of my father is in your hands. Picture him, John Maxwell, sitting beside my mother, weak and heavy-laden, staring at an image of the man she once knew, and you knew. It isn't his fault they lifted $3,000 from your safe. You see, somewhere along the line, a change has come over my father. He slipped his smokestack. So you see, it isn't really his fault. He's understanding his spells and blacked out.
John, boy, I didn't know.
And now he's on the brink of losing everything. Go easy on him. You're the hangman who slips the noose.
I didn't know. Help yourself to $6,000.
Wonder what time it is now.
Must be about 12. We're gonna have to hurry if we finish this cake.
You know, Hart, it really is big of you to share my last meal with me.
Think nothing of it, Wilbur. I want you to know how much I felt this boy.
You know what? I'm starting to feel those 3 pieces of pie.
Good.
And the 4 pieces of cake. And the double-deck Dagwood burger. And the french fries. And the fried chicken. I'm getting sick.
Wilbur, you made your will yet?
My will?
You better, boy. Everything you got will be tied up.
Well, I got the fishing line, and that's been tied up since summer.
No, I mean tied up in court. These things take years. You better start writing out who gets what. Like your bicycle. You ain't gonna pedal there, you know.
Yeah, I think you're right. I never thought of that before.
And then there's your scout knife. And what about your football?
My football? Who'd want that?
It's not really your football that counts, Wilbur. It's the sentiment that's attached. I treasure it with all my heart. Especially during September, October, November, and even the Rose Bowl.
Yeah, I think you're right. I get started right away. Here, hold my cake.
I don't know, I'm pretty full.
I meant in your hand.
Oh, okay. Oh, Wilbur, did you hear that one about the guy that got his left side all cut up? He's all right now. Get it? Right, left side all cut up. All right.
Hey, Art, how do you spell periscope?
I don't know. But my name's spelled H-E-R-C-U-L-E-S. As H, as in hunting knife. C, as in erector set. R as in rabbit foot. C as in capital.
I know how to spell your name, Herc.
Well, you're spelling it wrong. Where? Right there, right after the bean shooter.
I don't give him a bean shooter to pop, Herc.
To your pop, what do you want for?
Well, it's like you said before. It's a sentiment attack. Where you going, Bonnie?
To get Mother a blanket.
Connie, do you realize that this may be the last time you ever see me?
Wilbur, are you out of your head? I'm always happy to see you. As a young child, I got you as a brother. And ever since, you've sort of been like a mole or a wart. I'm attached to you.
See, Herc, I knew it'd bring spirits from around here. Connie, I know we've had fights, and we've called each other's names, and we've pushed and we've shoved, and you know, all that stuff. That I wanted you to know that I've always had an attachment for you.
Oh yes, Wilbur. I found one of your attachments in my bed last night. A crawdad! And of course, there's fun at times I found a garter snake in my bed.
Shoot him out, I wasn't meaning no harm. It's like you said, it was a garter snake.
We better get back to this last building business. It sure is George, isn't it?
Yeah, but I'm starting to feel George myself.
The worst possible thing that could happen to a poor, downtrodden father. It's terrible. Horrible. Yesterday morning, everything was rosy. I had my health, I had a happy family, I had complete faith in my boss.
John Boy.
Oh, JC, I just never thought it would come to this. That you, my trusted employer, would turn into a scoundrel.
John Boy, if I wasn't aware of your current condition, I'd run you in. But even after knowing this, I'm going to be lenient with you.
You gave me my first job. You took me off the streets when I was down to my last cent. The stitches on my patched shirt were as broken that fateful day as my heart is tonight.
John Boy, my poor friend and companion.
I've looked upon you as a beacon.
I've trusted you implicitly. I brought you along and nurtured you like my own son. Why did you do it, John? Why? It's a dark and gloomy world. You don't think I'd call the police after knowing you had spelled and blacked out, do you? After knowing that was the reason you had lifted $3,000 from my firm, do you? You don't think I'm the kind of person to call the police over a little insignificant thing like $3,000, do you? Well, I am. If you think you can plead insanity around me, Maxwell, you're crazy. You're just crazy. Can't do it. Just can't do it. I need some fresh air. You're right, John Boy, and so do I.
Oh, I'm not feeling very good. Come to think of it, I don't feel too hot either.
What time is it now?
Must be about 12.
It's been about 12 for the past hour or so. Can't you turn up your watch or something?
I don't think I can turn up, period. I feel like a spaghetti shooting pool with tapioca. And I'm behind the 8 ball.
Yeah, I'm about ready to call for the rack myself. Look out the window and see if they've come for me yet.
I don't see them.
Well, tell them to hurry up.
You think they got room for any more? You know something, Wilbur? I think we overindulged.
Yeah, and besides that, we ate too much.
Get anything around here for an oversized stomach?
Well, Aunt Mary does, but I doubt it could fit us.
No, I mean Tums or X-Lax or Rolaids or something like that. It's especially giving you too much cake, tough with pies. Wait for me, Wilbur!
Things have gone on long enough. It's time I took matters into my own hands. I think we should notify the police. Just what I had in mind. Give me the police. Hello, police? Send every man you've got to 718 West Maple, surround the house, and make it snappy. Why? Because that's what you're getting paid for. Hello, Aunt Mary, Miss Murray.
police, dear. They should be here any minute. We're going to try and do as much as possible until they do get here, and keep our eyes open.
Thank you, Miss Murray. Thank you very much. Golly, if things ever a mess. First I lose my diary within my English themes, and I thought that was just the worst thing possible. And then we find out Wilbur's gonna get it from some gang, and Coney Morgan acts the opening, father swindling the company, and golly.
Keep your chin up, Betty Lou. It's always darkest just before the storm or sometimes.
If there was just some way out, some way I could say things.
Yeah, just think. Everything you wrote in your diary actually came true. It's astounding.
Say that again, Barnaby.
I said it's astounding.
No, I mean the part about my diary.
I just said that everything you wrote in your diary actually came true.
That's it. I got it. I solved everything.
I don't catch.
Why didn't I think of it sooner? I just imagined everything I put in my diary, didn't I? And yet it comes true, didn't it? Don't you see, Barnaby? All I've got to do is imagine a way out. Just visualize the solution. Write it in my diary, and that's the way it'll happen.
But you don't have a diary.
Go look for it. It's almost 12. We can't waste time. I'll carry on from here. I'll imagine a perfect solution to everything.
Excuse me.
Yes, I've been expecting you.
You have?
I have. Sit down. The jig's up, Molly.
What?
The jig's up, and you can tell Conrad.
Now just a minute. There must be some mistake.
Sit down.
But you see,
Sit down. You see, I'm giving the orders now.
Oh, I'm dying. I'm dying.
Did they get you, Wilbur?
Either that, or I've been smoking too many grapevines lately. So long, Betty Lou.
Goodbye, Wilbur.
Looks like me and my subscriptions to Superhuman Comics are expiring at about the same time.
Oh, my goodness, do something. Do something. It's too late. My little brother, Wilbur, has had it.
Oh, I've had it. Hootie, I've had it too.
Call a doctor. Anything.
I'm slipping. So long, Herc. So long, Wilbur. Guess I'm finally getting out of the 8th grade.
Marvin, I can't let you do it. I just can't. I can't let you elope with Connie.
Hello?
We mean too much to each other, you and I. Too wonderfully, gloriously much.
We do. Betty Lou, look, all I came back for...
I know, Marvin. You don't want to grow like Connie when you can have a woman like me.
But I...
Don't fight it, Marvin. It's bigger than the both of us. Marvin!
I'm going home.
What's going on here?
I don't know.
I don't know either. I've been here longer than he has, and I don't know. And who's this? This is Molly. Look, you. Excuse me, it's probably poor father.
Oh, I'm losing strength. This is it, Wilbur.
Hello? Oh, hello, Father. You're where? At the police station? I know, Father, but we'll carry on. Farewell, Father. That was Father. He'll probably get 30 years. Pardon. John Shirley about somewhere in... What in the world? Mother, Wilbur's expired. Father's in the hands of the police, and Connie's about to elope, but we'll carry on.
Hello, Mrs. Maxwell. That is, my suitcase.
Listen, 12 o'clock. The world has taken a sorry turn. It's just you and I left, Mother, but we'll carry on. We'll press ever forward. Knowing the years ahead will be long and the winter's cold, but together we'll make it. The two of us, together. I found it, Betty Lou, I found it. What in the world is going on around here? Here's your next diary, Betty Lou. Bernadine, what did you just say? I said to make me diary. See, she makes things up and puts it in there, and some of them actually come true. You mean she just invented everything that's in there? Sure. And I'm having a vision now. A vision? You see, this isn't actually happening. I'm just imagining it. Good grief, she turned out just like her father. Dear, this is not a vision. It's actually happening. Of course it's a vision. Here's Wilbur and Hercules dead, and Molly dead.
Hootie!
Wilbur, aren't you dead?
No, but I wish I was. I feel awful. Must have been something I ate.
What about Molly? I don't know any Molly. I have, but I'm stopped to boil tongue. I think there's
afraid so, baby.
Of all the dirty, chintzy tricks. Wilbur, you and Hercules had better go to bed.
If you'd like a snack, there's some sardines in the refrigerator. It wasn't something I said.
What about Father? He called our police station not 5 minutes ago.
Yes. Yes, this is Mrs. John Maxwell. The police. What? You say you have a man who says he's my husband? Has been shouting and ranting? Threatening to tear up the place? Quarreling with a man named Mallory? Yes, that's my husband. I'll be right down. He and Mr. Mallory were picked up by the police when they walked out of the house a few minutes ago. Now, I wonder how that happened.
I can't figure this out. I just can't figure it out.
Bye.
Honey, where are you going?
To get Marvin. If I don't stop him before he gets on his bus, I may never see him again. Betty Lou, dear,
Yes, Mother.
are you sure you just made up everything in that diary?
Of course, Mother. I was going to turn it in for my English theme.
I see. Serves us right for being nosy.
What, Mother?
Nothing, dear. Now, don't you think you'd better go to bed?
I guess so.
Yeah, Marvin had a big task writing our stories.
Good night, Aunt Mary, Mrs. Murray. I still can't figure this out, Bernadine.
Well, I suppose it is nearing bedtime. I'd better go.
If you'd like, Miss Murray, you could drop me off on your way home.
Certainly, Mary. Oh, Mrs. Maxwell, we'll be looking forward tomorrow to your report for the PTA. Understanding the effervescent adolescent.
Miss Murray, I'm afraid I'm not the right one for that. You see, I've thought the whole thing over, and I've come to the conclusion that I don't understand him very thoroughly at all.
Well, I have news for you, Mrs. Maxwell. Neither does anyone else. We'll be looking forward tomorrow to your report.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night. Hello? Oh, hello, John. What? You say the police have radioed what? Have picked up Connie and Marvin and who? Some woman with a flat tire. I'll explain it all later, dear. Understanding the effervescent adolescent. What did I just say? Nothing, dear. Not a thing. Goodbye.